We've put so much thought into this collection, not just in the design sense, but really in the engineering of it. And it sounds so ridiculous, but we're bikini engineers.
A lot of like sexy stuff happening, lots of jewelry, lots of crochet, velvet, like all of that happening, and it's all designed as 90s.
I just kind of do whatever I feel. I'm a very creative person. I do follow trends, but I kind of let my imagination run wild with it.
The great thing with Miami fashion, there's so many things you can get away with that you can't get away with in New York fashion or in California fashion. You can be a little bit more risque.
It's all about versatile style. She has created these amazing designs that you can mix and match from top to bottom, inside out. A lot of fun, bold colors, new patterns this year. So what we're doing with the eye is taking a matte color on the outside, a little bit of copper right in the center of the eyelid, and champagne through the inside corner. It brightens the corner of the eye, and then it brings everything out and up. And then a strong, bold lash on top of it. We are also adding the vamp stamp. So that is a fun new stamp. I'm wearing it actually, so you can see how that works. And it's super easy. It's a guide. You stick it in the pot that's kind of like a mix between a cream eyeliner and a liquid eyeliner. And then you stamp it on and you get this amazing look. It's absolutely perfect. Anybody can do it. And then a soft pink lip with a strong contour. It's gonna look amazing on the runway.
The brand technically started back in 2012 on Shark Tank. It was under a different company at that time that I had worked closely for. Unfortunately, it didn't work out with them, but I just loved the idea of it and pursued it on my own. It took me a few years to actually get to that point. Now it's more turning into excitement and just can't wait to see all of our hard work come to life. We love beachy stuff. You know, we are based out of South Florida, so we love the bright colors, love watercolors. We've put so much thought into this collection, not just in the design sense, but really in the engineering of it. And it sounds so ridiculous, but we're bikini engineers. Our previous line, we had this goddess top, which was our best seller, and we sewed in hidden loops, and when you would take the straps and pull through, it was like a gravity reinforcement, so it would kind of give you a little bit of a lift. But we're working on some other options as well, and I think honestly a lot of girls are more into the revealing and fitness kind of thing, and they want to show it off, whereas it's like people are not really trying to be completely covered. But that one piece is back, baby, and we've got some really beautiful one pieces tonight too. We do have some resort stuff for a little bit more of a mature taste, some palm leaf prints coming, some asymmetrical cuts. Our pieces are versatile, they turn different ways, multifunctional. More than reversible, you actually have to think about it, but people sometimes overthink about it, and it's limited by your imagination. There's no wrong way to do our brand. It's just do what feels right, what feels comfortable, and it's your style. We're just giving you the tools to make your own collection. really interesting pieces that can do things. One of my favorites, it's a high-waisted bottom that goes all the way to the top so it turns into a one piece, and then you can kind of just shimmy it and pull it down, and then it turns into a skirt when you pull it all the way down. We're all about versatility, and not just in swimsuits, but also in everything fashion, ready to wear, accessories, and cosmetics. So now we're coming up with this whole Versakini universe where we're finding all these great products, which some of them you'll see tonight on the runway, that incorporate movement and morphing and versatility. We have a beautiful jeweler designing the jewelry tonight, Andrea Sterling Collections. Her work is really beautiful. I mean, it's a craftsman of stones and gold, and it's got this dangly effect, so when it walks on the runway, it's going to be very graceful, and body chains and headbands. She's a good friend of mine from South America, and I was like, oh my God, I need jewelry. And she's like, oh my God, can I come? And it worked out perfectly. I think the dream for Versakini really is to build more brand awareness, certainly, but also step into our new platform with the Versakini products. And, you know, we find all these great companies on Etsy and Kickstarter, and they're doing these really cool fashion-forward things, but they just don't have the marketing or the resources or the capital to do it. So we're trying to create this whole hub of where everybody can kind of work together, and we just become essentially like an online revolve of fashion that does function, right? That's our thing.
This is my second year, so yeah, it's exciting. I am pretty pumped. It's a new runway. Last year I was in a tent, and this year I'm on a pool. When I was little, I used to love designing clothes. I was obsessed with drawing them and everything, and then my mom also has a background of designing. She went to FIDM and she knew a lot of crocheting. She used to have a crochet company, like a bikini company, so I decided why not I start something myself. So she helped me out with that, and I only have like regular bikinis and I do have crochet, so I incorporated that. Bae is like a short term for babe. It's a very well-known slang word. A lot of people use it, and I decided to use it in my company name. I'm just going with like more velvet looks. I'm using a lot of velvet fabric, a lot of like sexy stuff happening. The show is gonna be 90s themed, but high fashion. I always love the 90s fashion, as you can tell. It's also high fashion, which I love. I love big designers, so I'm also having these big flower headpieces going on the girls, and then I have lots of jewelry, lots of crochet, velvet, like all of that happening, and it's all designed as 90s. I have a brand new crochet two-piece. It's a long sleeve. It's very short, almost shows an under boob, but it's okay. It's long sleeve, and then it's a skirt on the bottom. It's like shows your stomach, so I love that piece, my favorite. Lots of crochet cover-ups. I always wear those when I'm on the beach, so and I wore one crochet dress to Coachella this year, so yeah, it's on the runway today. I do love celebrities. Friends, mostly like around 18, 30 age-wise. I love to have older women wear my clothes because my stuff are very sexy and flirty, so it's nice to have someone like with a nice body or like anyone who can rock it, you know, yeah. Well, right now, because I'm only online, I would love to see my stuff in like popular stores. So it's my big dream right now.
It's kind of a really big deal, you know? I do a lot of performing art stuff, a lot of casual, a lot of, you know, sexy dresses, even lingerie. But swimwear, you know, I just do very little of it. So for me to be here and experience this, it's amazing. I grew up in the performing arts, so everything that I saw was flashy stuff, you know, just everything that's made for stage wear, leotards, bodysuits, leggings, and that kind of stuff. And you know, in swimwear, you have that material too, like the lycras and the spandexes and the fun prints and everything. So I just basically got started doing just leggings, and then it just got to couture, and then it just grew from there and everything else. I just kind of do whatever I feel. I'm a very creative person. I do follow trends, but I kind of let my imagination run wild with it. So I just, you know, I like tassels, I like bling, I like, you know, chains, ropes, anything and everything that's even kind of costumey. You know, I just think it's fun. I think it's a girly thing to want to just, you know, sparkle. I'm very much into the high-waisted, if it's a two-piece. I love high-waisted because it cinches your waist and then it, you know, brings your curves out, yeah. But I'm also into the very high cut in the bikinis. I think it's really sexy to show the pelvic. And I really, truly, honestly feel like who cares what anybody thinks? Don't feel like you have to wear one certain type of design. You know, wear whatever it is that you want. But yes, definitely on the inside, you definitely want, for swimwear, you have to have lining and that kind of thing. But I just say, just wear whatever it is you want. Don't be afraid to, you know, do halter, you know, just wear whatever you feel looks good to you. I'm pretty excited. I'm doing New York Fashion Week. I did it my first year as a designer, and now I'm 6 years in, so I'm back doing that. So I'm really excited about that. I definitely, you know, I love kids. I definitely want to do children's. I started doing children's. I have a daughter, but you know, I want to do handbags and, you know, get into the, you know, more couture, leather, you know, luggage, you know, just all that kind of stuff. Everything and anything that has to do with fashion is what I want to do.
Peroni's annual Emerging Designers event celebrates up-and-coming fashion talent and gives them a platform to showcase their work at Miami Swim Week.
The great thing with Miami fashion, there's so many things you can get away with that you can't get away with in New York fashion or in California fashion. You can be a little bit more risque and just have the attitude, and it's great. So I got into this contest because I was on Instagram and I saw a post for it. And so they were like, okay, send us some illustrations. I was like, okay, great. And of course, being a designer, I want to do these new, fresh, innovative illustrations. But as most great designers do, I pulled from my archives and they liked what I said. So I was very excited, and I was very surprised, happily surprised when I got in, because you just never know with a contest. I enjoy modern contemporary pieces. People right now are all about having experiences, and I like to do clothes that allow them to live their life and have those experiences. I want the clothes to be, I want someone to look at a piece that I made and say, oh, I recall doing this, or oh, I recall doing that. 5, 10, 15 years from now, and I want them to still be able to pull out that piece and wear it. Well, I'm a textile artist, so I always do wild, crazy hand designs. Well, I went to an aquarium and I was like, these are gorgeous. So I took all these original pictures and images and I extracted them and did all that wonderful manipulation, and I sent them to the printer and they printed them out for me. So I was really, really excited and happy with the way that they came out. You can do color in a very sophisticated color block way, but still have it neutral and playful. And the great thing is you can take all of these pieces apart and they will work on their own. They will work in what you already have in your closet. They will take you day to night. She takes this off, she puts on a jacket with that. She does a more conservative earring, and she's good to go. This is literally Danielle Monet Ellis. This is how I would go out. It's so flirty, it's so reserved, and it's very sexy without being in your face sexy. These denim shorts work from day to night, night to day. You can dress them up, dress them down, throw them on with flip-flops. They're a great travel piece. They keep their structure and shape. The blouse, you can like play with this all day. It's a nice exaggerated long sleeve. It falls off the shoulder, so it's flirty and sexy. She's dusting it with her very sexy earrings. That's just what I love. Versatile pieces you can live your life in. And as your life changes, your pieces will also change with you.
I was inspired by the Italian summer streetwear, and I'm actually also a photographer, so I'm inspired by nature and things like that. My green is actually my natural color, and I like purple too. So I actually created this print out of photographs I took of flowers at Fairchild Gardens in Coral Gables. So it's actually like orchids and different kinds of flowers in the Fairchild Gardens, and I just took out the flower and I made the print. And since I love nature and green, and I was inspired by the streetwear of Italy, this is where I created this thing. And it's supposed to be summery, so it's very, you know, like I wanted something light, you know, but still chic, not too summery. And so I have the neoprene. So it's kind of light, kind of fun. There's a zipper on the back of the skirt. So I went with a chunky zipper just to give it some edge, because when Italian fashion actually has like, they do classic with a mix of like funky kind of styling. So that's where that's why I got the zipper. So the idea of like a little classic with a corset, and then I have the skirt with pockets that has pleats, but then it has that funky print. So that's where I got the idea from. So I wanted something very, since I had a skirt on the other outfit, I wanted to do a pants outfit that's kind of like fun that you can move around with and everything. So with this, I have a silk satin gaucho pant, because it's, you know, it's summer, you're not gonna wear long pants in the summertime. And I wanted to do, and I added a tuxedo stripe just to give it a little flair. And with the top, it's kind of breathable, kind of fun with the same print. And then I have a chunky zipper on the back to kind of give that that like funky trend that she can move around and have fun with, and that young look.
After winning last summer's Peroni showcase, this season eco-conscious label C. Jasper took to the runway for the evening grand finale.
I'm so happy and so glad to be here tonight and to show my collection and to be a winner of last year's Peroni. For me, it's a wonderful experience, a wonderful chance, and able to show my line and my passion for my job and for the planet, in fact, because I try to do sustainable fashion. And I really want to give a message through my line to the people that we have to be more careful about what we buy. I explore and I try to find something else, you know. And after I said, okay, let's try to be more sustainable because the color is made from a lot of chemicals. So, okay, I don't really like it. So I found defective white t-shirt and I start to dye it. And I explore with this. So I weave it, I work directly on the dress form, and I try a lot. For almost 2 years I've been trying. There is a lot of color in nature, and I love the natural color because it's alive, because you never get the same color. Everything is different, and I think it's magical. A clothes naturally dyed, it's unique. It's unique because you never will be able to get exactly the same color. It's not possible. This is what I like, and there is so many tones you can get, and it's amazing, you know. I'm very attracted by the nature, and in France I like to go in the mountain, and I like, you know, the first flower in spring, well, late winter, yes. And I start from there, from the colors and from the idea of being happy and being well in our own skin, you know, but elegant but happy. I really would like to continue in that direction of trying to inspire people and to have people more conscious about what they are wearing and who is making their clothes, you know.
Hi, I'm Brittany Ward, and keep on watching Video Fashion.
Hi, it's Zoa. Keep watching Video Fashion.